For this look, I'm starting with my brows blocked, and I've just got a little concealer on as well. I'm first going to contour using a medium, cool-toned brown eyeshadow on a Delium Tools contour brush. I started out with the cheekbones, then moved up to the temples. I then decided I wanted to block out the color on my lips, and I'm just using my concealer to do that, and I think here I am using my Shape Tape. I'm mainly focusing this on the outer areas and not really the center of the lips. Then continuing on with the contouring, I applied a bit under the lower lip and down on the neck. I'm applying this basically everywhere that I have a natural contour, and I'm just intensifying the shadow. This step is just helping map out the basic features, and we'll go more into the details later. I pushed my shoulders forward a bit here to really see where I wanted to contour the collarbone, and I unevenly blended the shadow onto the shoulders, and also stippled it onto areas that I wanted to look more dirty as well. Switching to a smaller blending brush, I'm applying that same brown eyeshadow to the eye socket areas, again using my natural bone structure as a guide. Then I'm starting to deepen and define some of the shadows, making them a bit more extreme so we start looking more gaunt and hollowed out. I'm bringing the cheek contour in toward the nose and then blending down into the jawline, shading a little more around the eyes, and then adding a few more detailed shadows on the neck. I'm using the same eyeshadow for all of this, just building up the color more where I really want the deepest parts of those shadows, and then I'm also using my base brush to kind of help blend out new areas if needed. I then started adding a bit of a muted green to the eyes, which I didn't like, but then I applied kind of a medium cool toned red over top of that. I ended up covering pretty much the entire eye area with black eyeshadow and detailing later, so this step didn't actually serve a purpose. But moving on, I added more stippling texture to the forehead and then started applying a black eyeshadow to deepen some of the shadows even more. Still using the same tapered blending brush at first, and then switching to a flat round brush with a nice sharp edge to really define my shadow lines. Here I've also switched back to the brown eyeshadow. I'm adding some rotted areas down the nose, just changing the angle of the brush to make either thinner or thicker shadows and keeping the darkest part of the shadow closer to the top and then fading it out toward the tip of the nose. Adding a bit of shading around the outside of the nostrils as well as down the center of the cupid's bow and adding a few wrinkle details around the eyes. Then defining the temples, blending the bottom out toward the top of the ear and the top up to the hairline. Going back to the fluffy brush, I'm just using any leftover product on that brush to shade above the brow and soften some of the shading lines in general. I'm packing on a little more shadow to the glued down areas of the brows since the shadows have a harder time sticking to that surface. Then again, blending out with a fluffy brush. Now defining the eye shapes using black eyeshadow on the flat brush, trying to keep that top line pretty flat rather than arched to help take away from any eyebrow expression. I'm also taking this down, exaggerating the socket shape underneath the eye, again turning the brush to create thinner lines where needed. Then I'm shading inside the lines I just created and lining bags under the eyes. You also don't need to worry about creating these shapes to be super symmetrical. I darkened the upper socket area and started adding in a couple more wrinkle details, squinching up my face to see where those would hit naturally. Then I'm using the black to deepen the temple and cheek contours, keeping it the darkest right along the edge and then fading out, and I'm using that tapered blending brush to help blend the black out. For even smaller shadows and details, I'm using a detail brush, adding more rotted pieces on the cheeks with the brown eyeshadow, again keeping the shadow darkest at the top and then fading down. I'm adding more wrinkles around the eyes as well, and I kept these shadows fairly light, and feel free to add more or less detailing to fit your preference. I was using a couple different Walking Dead photos for reference when I was creating my sketch. Here I'm creating some light, messy lines under the eyes, following the curve of the eye socket. I'm then going in with the black on the detail brush to darken the shadows of the smaller pieces and the base of some of the wrinkles. I packed a little more black onto the lids and then blended it super lightly over the eye bag area as well. Again, just darkening some of the shadows, then using more of a buffing brush to help blend out the color and soften some of those shadows and lines. Then I decided the lower jawline was looking pretty neglected, so I just quickly added a bit of contouring there, applying the color first with the flat brush and then blending out with the fluffy brush, focusing most of that shading up toward the cheek contour. I then contoured the sides of the chin to thin it out just a little bit and went on to add some texture down on the neck and shoulder. So here I'm using my small detail brush and the brown eyeshadow, and basically I'm just randomly swirling the brush around and stippling at the same time, blending that out a bit with my fingers, stippling on more eyeshadow with the fluffy brush, and going back in with that swirling stipple motion in some areas, and I just repeated that until I was happy with it. I wasn't sure how this would work, but I do really like how it turned out. It gave it kind of a dirty, veiny, textured feel without having to use any other products. And you could try doing this with the black eyeshadow as well if you wanted to. Then I created more rotting areas to the forehead and chin. These pieces are more rounded, but I'm still, for the most part, shading the darkest at the top and then fading down. I'm also just adding some smaller dots around to kind of fade those rotted areas into the skin more. I decided to add more rotting and texture to one side of the mouth as well, then more of that swirling stipple detailing to the other side of the forehead. And again, deepening the shadows with the black. I'm then going in with an aged blood color alcohol activated paint on a duo fiber stippling brush and stippling on just a light wash of color to the textured side of the forehead, and also using my finger to smudge and tap to lessen the intensity just a little bit. I'm applying this around the mouth up to the nose and down onto the chin and neck as well. Once I was happy with that, I mixed in more of the 99% alcohol until I had a good dripping consistency, but also still a pretty good amount of pigment, and then pressed my brush into the skin where I wanted each drip to start. You can tilt and turn your head to help guide the flow of the drips, and I'm also using my fingers again to tap out in certain areas to smudge and lessen the intensity of the pigment. Continue adding as many drips and smudges as you'd like to. I applied a little bit to some of the rotted areas as well, and then decided to quickly and messily apply some to my hands. The alcohol activated paint is especially good for this part since it's not going to transfer onto everything that we touch. I'm applying this with a brush and then just smudging it around with my fingers to make it look a bit more messy. I'm then using a fine-tipped black liquid eyeliner to super define all the details. So I'm just going around and lining all the wrinkles and lines, doing my best to keep it as thin as I can by using a very light hand and just kind of gliding it along the skin. I'm also using this to kind of shade around the inside of the eye socket shapes, and by shading I mean creating thin lines that are more concentrated along the edge that fade or get thinner as you move in toward the eye. I'm using my finger to gently blend and fade out any lines that are maybe a little thicker than I want, or to just smudge it out slightly in general before the liner dries down. For the lines under the eyes, I'm letting the eyeliner kind of find its own path as I line across, so they're a bit wavy and shaky. And I decided to add a bit of the liner to the mobile lid as well. I'm creating the same wavy line style on the bottom part of the cheek contour and using the liner to shade like we did for the eye sockets. Then just continuing to line the rest of the rotting spots, wrinkles, and lines, concentrating the black at the darkest parts of the shadows. I decided to add a bit more dimension to the eye area, so I'm shading with the black eyeshadow around the outside edges, blending in toward the center as well as really softly along the edges just to soften just a tiny bit. I then used an off-white eyeshadow to highlight the center of the lower eye area, blending that out into the black. I'm lightly applying that over top of the lined areas as well as around the mouth and highlighting the brow bone, the high points of the cheekbones, and the prominent areas on the neck and collarbones. To finish the makeup, I'm applying a little mascara just to black out the lashes, then using a setting spray to help lock everything in place. To make my hair look nice and greasy, I first used just some of my plain hair conditioner and applied that throughout, just using my hands, then followed that up with a bit of coconut oil. I really wanted to make sure that I got that at my roots and around the face. Contact lenses will be going in very last since we're using blind lenses. So now I'm using Mouth Effects in the shade Down Brown, making sure to shake it well and then applying it into the gums and just kind of swishing and moving it around in my mouth to cover all my teeth. This was my first time trying this stuff and I really love the effect that it gave, and it also tastes really good too, so that's always a plus. The absolutely amazing lenses were custom painted and provided by Samhain Contact Lenses, who I always have linked below if you ever want to check them out. But that's gonna do it for this one, you guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next one.